Have you ever grabbed a golden brown rotisserie chicken on your way home, thinking it's a quick, healthy dinner? It smells delicious, looks perfect, and feels like the ideal mix of convenience and comfort. But have you ever wondered what's really hiding under that crispy skin? The truth is, appearances can be deceiving. Behind the warm glow of those grocery store heat lamps lies a surprising secret one that could affect your heart, your blood pressure, and even your immune system. Many popular rotisserie chickens aren't just salty. They're often soaked in chemical brines, preservatives, and other additives that can quietly harm your health over time. As a doctor, I've seen the long-term effects of hidden sodium and additives in my patients. This isn't just about taste. It's about your health, your safety, and what you're really feeding your family. In my next video, we'll uncover which brands to avoid. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects millions of American families: rotisserie chicken. It's supposed to be a quick, delicious, and affordable meal, but which grocery store birds should you actually avoid? As a physician, I'm here to break down the ones that could be a gamble with your health. Let's start with a name everyone knows: Walmart. It's where countless families shop for weekly groceries, so it's natural to assume their rotisserie chicken would be a safe bet. Unfortunately, the truth isn't so reassuring. According to thousands of customer reviews, Walmart's rotisserie chicken is one of the most inconsistent options out there. While some shoppers get a perfectly cooked bird, many others report finding raw, pink meat, burnt skin, or strange rubbery textures. Some have even found leftover giblets still inside. One customer mentioned they had to rebake the ready-to-eat chicken at home just to ensure it was properly cooked, which completely defeats the purpose of a convenient meal. From a medical standpoint, this is incredibly concerning. Undercooked poultry is a leading cause of foodborne illnesses like Salmonella and Campylobacter. These can lead to severe dehydration, fever, and intestinal infections. For older adults or anyone with chronic conditions like diabetes or heart disease, these infections can become serious, even life-threatening. The issue isn't just about taste, it's the lack of quality control. Customers have reported everything from overly salty seasoning to birds that were dry, greasy, or just smelled off. While Walmart's low price, often under $7, is tempting, the public feedback suggests it's a gamble with both your health and your wallet. I always tell my patients this: convenience should never come at the expense of safety. Your health is worth far more than saving a few dollars. Next on our list is Safeway, another major grocery chain. You'd think a company that celebrates National Rotisserie Chicken Day would have perfected its product, but even Safeway's own customers are sounding the alarm. When the company posted about the holiday on its official Facebook page, it was flooded with complaints. Customers described tiny, dry, and sometimes undercooked chickens. Some even said they had to mix the meat with mayonnaise just to make it edible. One shocking review told of a chicken that was not only pink and bloody inside, but still had cooked feathers on the wings. As one person wrote bluntly, "I tossed it in the garbage." That's not just unpleasant, it's a food safety failure. As a doctor, I can tell you that undercooked poultry is one of the fastest ways for bacteria like Salmonella to spread. For older adults, or those with weaker immune systems, this isn't just a mild stomachache. It can lead to serious gastrointestinal infections, weakness, and even hospitalization. Beyond safety, Safeway's chicken also falls short nutritionally. Many versions are heavily brined, with some containing over 1,000 milligrams of sodium per serving. That's nearly half the daily limit recommended by the American Heart Association. For anyone managing high blood pressure, that's a dangerous trade-off for convenience. The pattern is clear. What was once a trusted brand now has inconsistent quality control. Coming in next is Kroger, one of the largest supermarket chains in the US, and, unfortunately, another store where customers have raised serious health concerns. At first glance, Kroger's rotisserie chicken looks fine, warm, well-seasoned, and reasonably priced. But a closer look reveals something troubling. Several customers have reported getting sick after eating it, with one reviewer suspecting an additive called carrageenan as the culprit. Carrageenan is a common thickener derived from seaweed, but it's not as harmless as it sounds. Research has linked processed carrageenan to digestive inflammation and gut irritation, especially for people with sensitive stomachs or inflammatory conditions like IBS. What makes Kroger's case especially concerning is its lack of transparency. Some customers discovered that while carrageenan was listed on the physical package label, it was missing from the ingredient list on Kroger's official website. The company's online disclaimer says to read the package for accurate information. But what about the millions of people who shop online for home delivery? How can you verify ingredients you can't see? As a doctor, I find this practice very troubling. Transparency isn't optional when it comes to food safety. If an ingredient has potential health effects, the company has a responsibility to make that information clear and accessible. To make matters worse, other customers describe Kroger's chicken as soggy, undercooked, or flavorless, suggesting widespread issues with preparation. Whether it's due to new ovens or understaffed delis, food that varies so wildly in quality is a public health risk waiting to happen. Now, let's talk about Publix, a name that many people in the southern US associate with quality. For years, Publix was considered the gold standard for grocery store rotisserie chicken, tender, flavorful, and perfectly cooked. But according to recent customer reports, that reputation is starting to crumble. Shoppers who once praised Publix's chicken as the best in the business are now calling it inconsistent, smaller, and sometimes shockingly undercooked. Some customers have had to return their chicken because it was raw inside, while others have shared photos of poultry that looked great on the outside but was still pink and cold in the center. Even more concerning, one report mentioned a chicken that still had its head attached, a clear sign that something went very wrong during preparation and inspection. When a grocery store fails to follow basic food safety checks, it's a public health concern. As a physician, I often remind people that foodborne bacteria don't always change the smell or taste of food. You can't just look at it and know if it's safe. For an older adult or someone with a weakened immune system, eating undercooked chicken could mean days of fever, vomiting, or even hospitalization. Publix's issue seems to be a breakdown in quality control. While some stores may still deliver great birds, others clearly fall short. When it comes to your health, mostly cooked just isn't good enough. Last on our list is Winn-Dixie, another southern grocery chain with a reputation for inconsistency that's hard to ignore. Many shoppers describe buying a rotisserie chicken from Winn-Dixie as a roll of the dice. One day, you might get a juicy, flavorful bird. The next, it's dry, undercooked, or not available at all. This unpredictability is risky. One frustrated customer summed it up online: "It would be nice if the chicken were actually cooked. The last one I bought was completely raw." That statement alone should be a major red flag. Another problem is availability. Customers complain that Winn-Dixie's chickens are often sold out, especially during sales. This can lead to rushed preparation, increasing the chance of mistakes in cooking temperature and timing. When employees are pressured to meet high demand, quality control often suffers. From a medical standpoint, even a small portion of undercooked chicken can expose you to harmful bacteria. For seniors who may have weaker immune defenses, that can quickly become a health emergency. Winn-Dixie has its good moments, but when safety and consistency are uncertain, it's best to choose a more reliable store. Your dinner shouldn't depend on luck, and your health certainly shouldn't either. Stay safe and eat well. All right, let's talk about a store that restores a bit of faith for us rotisserie chicken lovers: BJ's Wholesale Club. If you've been burned by dry, overcooked, or ridiculously salty birds from other places, BJ's is a breath of fresh air. Looking at thousands of customer reviews, BJ's really shines as a solid mid-range choice. We're talking fair price, consistent quality, and generous portions. A lot of shoppers say it's the perfect solution for busy families who need something quick, filling, and relatively healthy without spending a ton. The reviews consistently praise BJ's chicken for being tender, juicy, and seasoned just right. It's often compared favorably to Costco's chicken, and that's a huge compliment in this game. I even saw one Reddit user write, "We love BJ's chicken, we buy it for our dog and end up eating half of it ourselves because it tastes that good." Now, that's what I call a solid endorsement. Of course, no pre-cooked food is perfect. A few customers have mentioned the flavor can be a little mild, and a very small number reported finding undercooked spots. As a physician, I have to say, it's always a good idea to check the internal temperature of any pre-cooked meat before you eat it, especially if it's been sitting under a heat lamp for a while. But the great news, BJ's uses a pretty clean ingredient list. No weird chemical preservatives or excessive sodium, which makes it a fantastic choice for seniors and families trying to cut back on salt. I really appreciate that kind of transparency. A rotisserie chicken doesn't need a bunch of artificial junk. It just needs to be cooked well and be safe to eat. So, if you're looking for a dependable, affordable, and reasonably healthy option, BJ's is a solid, safe pick for your next dinner. Now, let's move on to an American icon, Costco. For years, Costco's rotisserie chicken has been the undisputed champion, the legendary $4.99 meal that feeds millions of families every single week. It's huge, it's cheap, and it's always there. But, according to a whole lot of recent reviews, the story might be changing a little. A growing number of customers are saying something is off. Many describe a strange, chemical-like taste, or even a dishwater smell, which makes you wonder if the recipe or cooking process has changed. Some have even complained about a slimy texture or less seasoning, saying it just isn't what it used to be. To be fair, Costco still sells over 100 million of these chickens a year, and the vast majority of people still love it for its consistency and incredible value. But this growing divide between die-hard fans and disappointed shoppers tells us something important. Mass production often involves trade-offs. From a health standpoint, Costco's chicken is generally safe and isn't linked to any major recalls. However, it is quite high in sodium, which can be an issue for older adults or anyone managing high blood pressure. A single serving can pack up to 500 milligrams of sodium, so a few bites can really add up. As a doctor, my advice is simple. If you love Costco's chicken, go for it. But be smart about it. Balance it with low-sodium sides like steamed veggies, brown rice, or a big fresh salad, and maybe skip the salty sauces or gravies. Remember, even a convenient meal can be part of a healthy lifestyle when you're mindful about how you serve it. Costco's chicken is still a solid deal, but moderation and awareness are key. Okay, let's step into the top tier with a store that has a legendary reputation, Wegmans. If you've ever been to a Wegmans, you know it's more than just a grocery store. It's an experience, and their rotisserie chicken has built a serious cult following for a very good reason. Customers rave about its consistency, incredible flavor, and top-notch quality control. Unlike some chains where quality can be hit or miss depending on the location, Wegmans keeps its standards high everywhere. The chicken is always tender, perfectly seasoned, and even comes in different flavors like rosemary or barbecue. You get amazing taste without being overwhelmed by salt. From a health perspective, Wegmans knocks it out of the park. The sodium content is noticeably lower than most national chains, and they clearly label all their ingredients. This transparency is a huge help for shoppers with dietary concerns, and it's something I always encourage my patients to look for, especially if they're managing conditions like high blood pressure or heart disease. So, why isn't Wegmans number one on our list? Well, there are two main reasons. First, its locations are limited to certain regions, so a lot of people just don't have access to it. Second, it is a bit pricier, running you about $10 to $15, depending on the size and whether you go for an organic option. But for those who can get it and can afford it, most say it's worth every single penny. As a physician, I see Wegmans as a prime example of how great business and good nutrition can go hand in hand. They've built an incredibly loyal customer base by respecting their health, and that's a lesson I wish more grocery chains would learn. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Next up at number 3, we have a store that caters to a very specific crowd, people who really, truly care about what's in their food. Say hello to Sprouts Farmers Market. Now, their rotisserie chicken is a bit smaller and slightly more expensive than average, but Sprouts focuses on something many of us value most: simplicity and purity. The ingredient list, it's refreshingly short. Just real chicken, simple seasoning, and minimal sodium. No hidden chemicals, no preservatives you can't pronounce. Customers rave that it tastes clean and natural because the flavor comes from the quality of the meat itself, not some artificial marinade. As a physician, that really stands out to me. When you cut back on excessive sodium and chemical additives, you're not just pleasing your taste buds, you're doing your heart, kidneys, and blood vessels a huge favor in the long run. I often tell my patients that less is truly more. Less sodium means better blood pressure control. Fewer additives mean fewer digestive issues. And cleaner ingredients mean less inflammation for your body to fight. One customer said it perfectly: it's smaller, yes, but it tastes better. And my body feels better after eating it. If you prioritize ingredient integrity over just getting a massive portion, Sprouts definitely deserves your attention. It's proof that real food doesn't need to be complicated to be good. It just needs to be honest. Whole Foods has built its reputation on clean, responsibly sourced food, and their rotisserie chicken lives up to that promise. Customers consistently describe it as juicy, flavorful, and way less salty than most other store-bought options. That's a huge win, especially for older adults or anyone managing hypertension or kidney issues, where even a little extra sodium can make a big difference. One thing I absolutely love about Whole Foods is their transparency. You can easily find out exactly what's in your food, no vague flavor enhancers or long lists of preservatives. And when people know what they're eating, they're empowered to make better choices for their health. Now, it's not perfect. Some customers have occasionally found their chicken a bit undercooked, likely due to a rush during peak hours. If that ever happens, my advice is simple. Just pop it in the oven and reheat it to an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 74 degrees Celsius before serving. This is especially important for seniors or anyone with a weaker immune system. Another thing to note, this chicken is so popular that stores often struggle to keep it in stock. It's a good problem to have, I guess. And it shows that more and more people are choosing healthier, cleaner options, even if it costs a little extra. For a reliable, high-quality chicken that fits a clean-eating lifestyle, Whole Foods is a fantastic, doctor-proved choice. And finally, we've reached number 1, the unexpected champion of our list, Sam's Club. I know, it might be surprising that the sister store of Walmart, which was at the bottom of our list, takes the top spot. But trust me, Sam's Club has earned it. With over 32,000 customer reviews backing it up, it's clear they've mastered the balance of taste, size, and value. The chicken is consistently large, juicy, flavorful, and incredibly affordably, lifesaver for any busy family. Even die-hard Costco fans have admitted to switching sides, saying that Sam's chicken just tastes better, stays moist longer, and is a better deal overall. From a health perspective, it isn't perfect. It does contain sodium, like most rotisserie chickens, but it avoids the major pitfalls of cheaper options, like excessive preservatives, a soggy texture, or uneven cooking. Its size also makes it a super practical choice for meal prepping. One chicken can easily stretch across several meals, from dinner one night to sandwiches, soups, or salads the next day. This helps families save time and money while still enjoying real, wholesome food. As a physician, what I appreciate most is the consistency and safety. When food quality is this reliable, people can plan healthier meals without worrying about contamination or undercooking, which can be serious risks, especially for seniors. So, while it may not have the organic seal of Whole Foods or the minimalist ingredients of Sprouts, Sam's Club delivers on reliability, flavor, and value. It's a combination that truly matters for everyday health. If you're looking for the best all-around rotisserie chicken for your family, Sam's Club is my number 1 doctor-approved pica simple, satisfying, and trustworthy choice. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about something you've probably picked up for a quick dinner, the rotisserie chicken. But here's the thing, after looking at thousands of real customer experiences, it's crystal clear that not all chickens are created equal. As a physician, I've spent years helping people make better food choices, and I can tell you that what looks convenient isn't always healthy. You see that shiny, golden brown skin under the heat lamps? It looks delicious, right? But the real quality isn't just skin deep. It's about how it's cooked, what's been injected into it, and how honest the brand is. The biggest retailers, even with their massive resources, can vary wildly in safety, flavor, and transparency. A chicken from one store can be perfectly cooked, while another might be undercooked or pumped full of salt and additives. So, who can you trust? Based on consistency, cleaner ingredients, and respect for consumer health, the top contenders are consistently Sam's Club, Whole Foods, and Sprouts Farmers Market. They've shown they're reliable. Now, this doesn't mean you can't buy from other places, but it does mean you need to be your own quality inspector. Before you even think about eating it, give that chicken a quick check. First, make sure it's fully cooked. Pierce the thickest part, like the thigh. The juices should run clear, with no pink or red spots inside. If you have a meat thermometer, the internal temperature should hit at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit. The texture should be firm, not mushy, and it should smell clean and savory, not sour or strangely salty. If it feels greasy or looks unusually pale, that could be a red flag for improper handling. And here's a pro tip: always read the label. Be wary of long ingredient lists with things like sodium phosphate, carrageenan, or generic flavor enhancers. These often mean your freshly roasted chicken is more processed than you think. Don't fall for marketing buzzwords like premium or natural. True quality speaks for itself through transparency and great taste, not fancy packaging. You deserve to know exactly what you're putting into your body. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you found a go-to rotisserie chicken that you swear by? Or have you had a bad experience that others should know about? Drop your stories in the comments below. You could help someone else make a healthier choice for their family. If you found this guide helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to The Healthy Path. Our mission is to give you science-based, practical advice to help you eat smarter and live better. Thanks for watching, and remember, every informed choice you make is a step toward lifelong wellness. See you in the next video.